With this video, I'll be pretty much, I'm not going to say done, but I'm close to done looking through, sampling various US store pencils, because what's happening is, as I sample these, and the pencils that will be discussed in this video are here, these lower six, then I have comparison pencils that come along just to help me assess. With this lot of pencils, I already have a lot of number 2 pencils right now because they come in larger packages. And so this is towards the end of my sampling exercise of US store pencils. And after this, I'll maybe do a little more, but I'm going to focus on the range of pencils that I use for my mathematics work. These days I'm doing proof-based work, which really I like the darker pencils. I don't have to erase as much. If and when I go back to like a field like analysis or some other field where I'll be doing a lot of calculations, I know I'm going to start going through these pencils more. But right now, so really in this video, I'm going to talk about pen and gear, these two right here, and the 3 Oriole pencils that are available in the market. All right, so I'm going to focus on those 5, and then I'm going to compare. In the case of pen and gear, I'm going to compare with Casemate, which of course is unlabeled right here. And I brought a few friends along, the Ticonderoga Black, the Nataraj 621, Apsara Platinum, Musgrave Tennessee Red, Musgrave Harvest from my working pile. These 3 are from my working pile, meaning that I use them on a daily basis. That's why you can barely tell that this is a Musgrave Harvest, because it's got all the color is worn out from me using it. Likewise with test scoring, I've been using it a lot. And my current number 1, again, I'll always be rotating through my number 1, definitely the Apsara Absolute. I love this pencil. I already bought a few more, so this is going to be my working pile. And eventually I'll buy some more of my trusted Mitsubishi 2B triangular pencils, which I used a lot when I was doing analysis. So I'll show the packaging next, and then I'll start showing the results, and then I'll do some additional testing as well, because I think the live testing with the sound is a lot better than just me showing you this. So I'm going to show you this, but first I'm going to talk about packaging, because sometimes it's important to, if you're a collector, to have the packaging so that you know where the pencils came from. So these are the 3 Orioles that are typically available in the market. They're either the product 12886, what I call the vertical, where it's got the large Oriole logo, right? This pencil. Oh, and I had to hit the tripod, of course. Then your 2HB and your 2.5F. These are all from India. All 3 are from India. And the 2HB product number is 12872. And the 2.5F is 12875. Yeah, everything made in India. All of them. Okay, so that's the packaging for the Orioles. Then for the Casemate, for the pen and gear, used to be Casemate, now pen and gear, these are from the Philippines, these are from India, and these are Casemates. So it's sort of like the discontinued product is Casemate. You'll see a previous video on my channel where I showcased these pencils, actually 2 of them, because I found a few at my thrift store. And then these are the ones from India, and these are the ones from the Philippines. If you look in the back, you will see that these are made in the Philippines, and these are made in India, and these are made in India. So, basically, these 2 are Hindustan pencil. These are made by Hindustan, and then these are made by a company in the Philippines. And you can tell that the color of India is like an ochre yellow, and the color of Philippines is a normal, almost matching the Casemates, but the Casemates have a brighter orange. Okay, so that's what packaging is about. I don't see any product numbering. Well, there is a product number, HP48YWPG for India. And then it's got an LC17 to 724 for Philippines. And I don't see a product number for casemates. They just don't have one. Okay, and this matters when you're trying to type the packages. So I'll go over this right here and then go into actual physical, live testing. So when you look at all of these pencils, the Apsara Absolute, the test scoring, Harvest number 2, Nataraj 621, Apsara Platinum are what I call the generally darker pencils. Casemates are in there as well, but look at this. The 2.5F Oriole, which is supposed to be lighter, is actually darker than the HB. Go figure. I would have never expected. So really, when you look at the differences, I don't have any way of really telling any of these pencils apart, really, except I know there's a group that is normally in the HB category, including the 2.5F, which are all these, the Pen and Gear, the 3 Orioles, the Casemate, both Pen and Gears. But then Nataraj, Apsara, I think are more almost in the B range. And then Apsara Absolute Test Scoring Harvest number 2 are really in the B to 2B range. That's all I can tell from looking at these pencils. Another thing that I wanted to mention is the Orioles, all 3 Orioles have a specific number, a lot number, stamped on the pencil right here, right there. And I'm going to try to put it near the camera and hopefully it'll zoom in and catch them, because the way these lights are working, I can actually see them, but I'm not sure if you can. I am not sure if you can. The camera is still focused, but there are numbers right here on all of these 3 pencils, and you don't have to force your vision, because I can tell you right now that the Oriole vertical, so this one, has a lot number of 116. Then the 2.5F has a lot number of 24241, and then this pencil has a lot number of 05241. Okay, enough super nerdy pencil details. Let's get to the business at hand. So then I'm going to go through. Oh, and another thing is, so the 6 pencils that are really part of this test, the 5 pencils that are part of this test, are all actually 6 if you include the Casemate, which is unlabeled. They're all made in India. Okay, so all of these pencils are made in India, all except for this one that's made in the Philippines. And you can tell the Philippines Pen and Gear from the Indian Pen and Gear very easily, not just by the color, India, Philippines, but also look at the wood, how different the wood is. So this white wood is a Philippine pencil. Okay, so then now let's get to the business of looking at the actual writing of the pencils. I think I've said all that I wanted to say about them otherwise. All right, so this is the Oriole number 2 HB. Okay, and I was discussing with my son earlier this morning. It's a weekend morning. That and this is not when this video will go out, because I space these out just to not crowd them out in my math channel. Someday I may have a pencil channel, but it's not right now. So in the case of this is Dixon Oriole number 2 HB. Okay. I don't think there is a scientific way to say this pencil's a 6.35, this pencil's a 6.38, this point's a 6.27. Just to give you a random number that would say, okay, one is clearly lighter or darker than the other. I don't think there is. And I think the manufacturers themselves have trouble, because you can tell, I mean, look at this. This is a 2, this is a 2.5. As I write with this pencil, it writes softer. And I'm going to shut up so that you can hear it. Okay, so you can hear number 2. 2.5. I just cannot tell. Actually, you're not seeing it because you're not seeing my wrist. The feel, you're not feeling what I'm feeling with my wrist. But this is a softer pencil. It just is. Then the Oriole that I like, this is my favorite one. And I know because when I did US Store Pencils, my video, my last video on this pencil came up, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to get more of that pencil. This is what I call the vertical. I don't know why I call it vertical, because it's just big Oriole label. Okay, and then your Pen and Gear India. And by the way, I really fail to see much of a difference between these. Incredibly enough, the only one to me that stands out a little in softness is the 2.5F, which should have been the opposite. Look at that. That pencil is not even. All right, this is PNG Philippines. So these are really the 5 pencils in question for testing. And then when you look at the casemate, all of these pencils are lovely HB pencils. Verging on B, they're great. Then let's do a Musgrave number 2. Now this is definitely darker. Okay? Definitely darker. Let's do Apsara Platinum. Definitely darker. Ticonderoga Black. My favorite US Store pencil of all time. Darker. Nataraj 621. A little darker, but boy are these not so far apart. Now this one, of course, this is like a Musgrave. This feels like a Musgrave. Incredibly soft and very dark. The Mitsubishi Triangular. And there need to be more Tennessee Reds in my future, because for Musgrave, definitely test scoring. I'm going to leave my number 1 for last. Yeah, very dark test scoring. And then Apsara Absolute. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we do like a face-off. If we do a face-off, I mean, and I write just on the, on this side with the test HB pencils, there is some difference. Clearly some difference. There is between these, but it's not much. So there you have it. That's my round of Orioles and Pen and Gear with a little, little companionship from the other pencils.